I'm fine.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm here. I got to see my son shock the world. I feel like a proud father, you know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, Luka.
With what the Clippers did, I wasn't shocked.
Luka.
With what the Clippers did, I wasn't shocked. Bro, I'm like that. That was. That might have been one of the worst displays of defense I've seen all year from the Clippers.
I'm crying.
One of outside of the
crying right now.
Outside of I think maybe and I'm only saying worse because of because well I think no, not even defense, displays as a team in general from the Clippers this year. And I'm only saying worse because granted I'm not a coach, you know, people get paid way more than me to coach basketball, so it could be things, you know, I don't know, but you know, I'm just seeing every single time, you know, you just got Trez in the game and, you know, you got the big and drop coverage. But the issue with drop coverage is the issue with drop coverage is that you basically let the man get a running head start to the rim. And even when I saw like Luka and Trez hug pregame, like Luka looked like he damn near the same size as Trez. So you basically let the man get a running head start to the rim, and then once he's in the paint with, you know, his height and his craftiness, he's pretty much unstoppable.
He's unstoppable. Period. Luka
I would think
is the greatest offensive basketball player since Michael Jordan.
Hold on. I would think that. Period. I'm not gonna say that yet.
He's the greatest offensive basketball player since Michael Jordan.
I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna say that yet. I'm not gonna say that yet. No, I'm not gonna say that yet.
He better than
LeBron. Still up there. Yeah, I mean offensively.
Okay. Yes.
Sure.
Steph
is still up there.
Offensively, quite what?
Quite possibly.
Come on, man. He is.
But see, I don't even want to say that yet because Bron was still going out there. We've seen years of Bron go out there and shoot above 50% from the field.
Yeah, also, but he's not giving you 15 assists at the same time.
He can give you 15. And you've seen LeBron have games just like that.
You haven't seen him do it for a whole season. This man Luka almost averaged an entire triple-double this year.
He ain't giving you 15
in the playoffs.
Assists
he is.
Okay, you've seen LeBron do that in the finals.
15 assists.
And you've seen LeBron do things like that in the finals.
He didn't average 15
assists.
It wasn't 15,
for the but he had
11 assists in a game.
Luka
averaging.
Luka.
No.
LeBron has literally wait. LeBron has literally averaged a triple double in the finals before and won the series, if I'm not mistaken. In a game 7, come back from a 3-1 deficit, LeBron, if I'm not mistaken, had a triple double in that game against what people consider the greatest basketball team of the decade. And which was technically the greatest basketball team of all time because they went 73-9. I'm just saying this. I would have wished that they would have threw some more looks at. I mean, eventually they did when they completely came back and then took a 10-point lead. They finally started switching and made them at least think about doing something different and like affected them a little bit. But I just think that in a pick and roll, you can't consistently play drop coverage the whole game. Also, Trez, I don't even know if he can play in this series. I don't know if he can play. He played 17 minutes and had 2 points on the board. I don't know if he can play in this series and was minus 19. I don't know if, with the worst plus minus on the team, I don't know if he can play. I don't. And also, underrated, Boban changed the game today.
Boban changed the game in both of their wins.
Boban literally renders Montrezl Harrell pointless. Pointless. Literally pointless. No, he renders him pointless. It's not like Trez going to take you out to the perimeter. Trez also don't really want to guard the pick and roll anyway. He don't want to guard on the perimeter. Zubac need to play more minutes. When Zubac have been great. I think Zubac damn near sometimes been the best.
I said that the other day when we was doing our show with Ashley and Nicole. When I was doing my show, the new show in LA. Make sure you go check that out. It's starring.
You ain't gonna have to do it too much longer. They keep playing like this.
Huh?
You ain't have to do it too much longer. They keep playing like this. Look, man, I love Doc. I don't want to get on Doc, but the
I mean, you can get on Doc. You have every right.
The coaching decisions today, I saw that ain't it. Everybody can go out there and blame PG. Okay, that's cool, but they also got to help PG out. Why the hell?
How you gonna help an all-star be an all-star? That's why that's why he wasn't an all-star this year.
Why the hell?
PG got to blame himself for this.
I understand he got to play better. I feel you. But you know what the worst thing to happen to PG was? When Larry Bird told that man play the 4 and he said no, and then people kept playing like he's a guard. He is not a guard. You are not Kyrie Irving. Why are you trying to hit all your offense from 30 feet away?
Because that's what everybody does.
Listen, we see the man literally in practice. How many times you see the man in practice working on Sega Cell on Sega Cell in the mid range on post ups?
A lot.
How many times have you seen them do it today? The whole series. Once. They posted the man one time. The man ain't made a shot in about like 4 games. Why the fuck is he still shooting threes? Put the man near the rim. They doubling Kawhi. Well, guess what? You got a man.
Because like Doc said, I've been giving PG the same play calls all year long.
Change it up.
No,
he's missing them.
No, that's his problem. That's his problem. That's
not
my problem.
Out, bro.
You want me to change up the whole team because a superstar, a guy who was top 3 MVP voting can't play well? You want me to change up my whole thing because he not playing well?
But listen though, you're not changing up the whole thing. I'm just asking you to help the man out.
You don't got it. I don't need to help him out. He an adult.
I'm asking you to help the man out.
I don't need to help the man out. The man is an adult.
I'm asking you to help the man out. Get the man some looks that are closer to the rim. You know, also they started doubling Kawhi on those posters. It seemed like Kawhi was disrupted by the double team. I don't know if he didn't expect it coming or something like that. But they was doubling Kawhi on the post-ups. Kawhi, honestly, until they fell down 10, wasn't having the best game. If Kawhi would have played like he was playing when they was losing while they was on the run, maybe they would have made the run. He wasn't having the best game either.
You're very upset about this.
Because again, like to me, I just feel like when we looked at this team on paper. Now, granted, I do want to say Pat Bev is hurt, and I know Russell Westbrook said that thing. Pat Bev tricked y'all. I think Pat Bev. For one, what I realized is, like, if Pat Bev ain't there, first of all, they have trouble guarding guards anyway. But if Pat Bev ain't there, they have no guard defenders. They really have no guard defenders. Like, Kawhi and PG are wing defenders. They can't guard guards, especially not at this age. Now, maybe like 4-5 years ago, maybe they could have, but not now.
Yeah.
Like, Trey Burke looking like goddamn Allen Iverson. Trey Burke is one of the unsung heroes of this game. Now Luka went crazy. Trey Burke shot 71%.
Hey, low key. Trey. I'm sorry. Trey almost cut a mixtape on Marcus Morris, but he missed the layup.
Bing. He like G.
They almost went on the highlight tape.
Trey Burke out here losing his damn mind. Why? Because they can't guard guards.
Yeah.
So like even the last play, people gonna get. I'm not gonna get mad too much, man, at the last play, because at some point it's like, well, I mean, they don't really have nobody else to sub in. Like literally, maybe you think, maybe you. I mean, first of all, Luka hit a great shot, whatever. I'm mad about everything that happened up to that point. The last play is like whatever. Now also when I looked at the play, they switched a lot. I think Reggie got confused and he like turned his head for a second, which allowed Luka to catch the ball freely and not have no type of ball denial or resistance. Maybe you could have had Landry, not really look at the inbounder and just shadow Luka, something like that. I don't know, but the last play, I don't really care about. Like, it is what it is. The man hit a great shot. It was 30 feet away. He hit a great shot. I knew once he caught the ball, he was hitting it when like Reggie stepped up. I'm like, you didn't let the man dribble, do every damn move he could possibly do. He completely in rhythm. He making this. But my thing is, I just think that Doc Rivers, I noticed it today, but I want to say this whole series has been completely outcoached by Rick Carlisle.
Rick Carlisle is one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Doc Rivers was one of the greatest coaches of all time, too.
But I told you this.
Look, have I ever disagreed with you on that?
But I told you this.
But Doc Rivers supposed to be one of the best coaches, too.
But you know this, though.
But Doc Rivers supposed to be one of the best coaches, too.
He is.
How do you go 15 minutes with the man losing his mind and do the same thing 15 minutes straight? Try something else. Try. Mix it up. Send him a different look. Do something. Trap the man. Get the ball out the man's hands. Press the man. I don't know. It might not work, but try something. Don't just let the man do whatever for 15 minutes straight. What the hell is this? Then also, to me, the Clippers just have not made a commitment to defense this season. Like, I think that they think that they're an offensive team. Tell me the great offensive talent that they have on their team.
Kawhi Leonard, Paul George.
Great? No. Good? Yes.
Move your mic back some, because just push it down some, because you just...
Great? No.
Yeah, because you just screaming all the way in it.
Great. Look, even if you think you do have a great offense... I look today. The Mavericks have 117 offensive rating. You got 113. They 4 points better than you. You have to match the Clippers. When you look on paper, the one thing we said... Oh my God, we ain't seen wing defense and defense like this since Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah,
I ain't seen that this damn near whole season. I've seen it in spots, but I ain't seen it consistently. They have not made a commitment to say, hey, we gonna guard somebody. I think they're a great offensive team. Y'all ain't no great offensive team. Y'all good.
I think they are a great offensive team. They aren't a great defensive team.
But again,
that's where they fall short. But we can sit up here and we can bloviate about all of this, but what it boils down to is, can you get stops? And you can ask my girlfriend every time we at home and she watching a game with me. The first thing that comes out of my mouth when I see a team that's down by like 12 or 16 is I'm always like, all right, cool. So you down about 4 or 5 possessions. All right, 3 stops, 3 baskets, and you back in the game. I say that all the time. 3 stops, 3 baskets, and you back in the game. Well, if you the Clippers, they giving up 5 stops and 5 baskets, because there's no way that a team can come back when you down 21 unless they at least getting 5 buckets. Period. So, but instead of you giving up 2s, you giving up 3s now because you giving up wide open jump shots. Honestly, the Clippers should feel lucky because Tim Hardaway Jr. bricked about 89 million threes today. Trey Burke was decent. Maxey Keebler.
Trey Burke was more than decent.
No,
Trey Burke was
I'm using Chicago.
Okay,
decent.
I'm
using Chicago.
Okay,
you from
right.
Chicago? I'm using
Okay,
Chicago decent. Stop disrespecting me. I'm using Chicago decent. Trey Burke was decent.
I mean, but Tim Hardaway Maxey
Keebler he missed a bunch of threes that I thought that he should have probably hit. So I don't really know what you want me to say about it.
I mean, but what you just said, you said they giving up 5 stops and 5 things. Like the Clippers, I don't think the Clippers have a offense that maximizes everybody's potential. I just don't think that they have one that does that. I think that they maximize Kawhi's potential, but I don't always think PG's potential is maximized. I think that for one, if Larry Bird tells you should be playing closer to the basket, I think you maybe should be playing closer to the basket. Now, granted, maybe you did get away with doing the season. Okay, that's cool. But again, the man is struggling. Now, everybody gonna blame everything on PG. I know it's easy to blame everything on PG because he out having a bad performance. But the main thing for me is just defense. Like they have not made the commitment, I think, at really all year to say, yo, we gonna be the best defensive team we possibly can. I think they guard at moments. They have times in which they're great. They show flashes of being a great defensive team, but they have not consistently, on a consistent basis, said that, yo, we gonna go out here and we gonna guard you, and we gonna take it man to man, man to a man. You not gonna score on us. I don't think that they've done that, and I think for them to be the team that they want to be, that's what they have to do. I think the best thing that they do is defend. The best thing that they should do is defend. Now, granted, a lot of that is because Pat isn't there. And I do think that they really miss Pat Beverly. Because even when Pat's not there, now you have 2 defensive liabilities in Reggie Jackson and Lou Williams. So it's like now, even if you do want to switch everything, well, whoever you playing against, if they got a guy, who's good with handling the ball, you got 2 people you can pick on. Yeah. At least if you got Pat there, it's only really one person that you can think, okay, we could maybe pick on Lou. But even Lou, this year, Lou is a competitor. He's shown the ability he has like good hands. You hold him for a little while and know that help gonna be on the way. So I do think that they miss Pat a lot, but man, like this, they in trouble. Cause also, hold on,
wait a minute, cause I let you talk, I let you speak for a long time, but I'm sick of letting you speak.
Okay, go ahead. So rave about Luka.
Huh?
Rave about Luka.
It's not about me raving about Luka. But I want to say,
you got a bottle open, by the way?
Yes, I have this. Give me the lighter. Okay, all right, yeah, because my bad. I'm listening to this through like I was recording it on one device. It didn't sound good, so I had to go to another device to record it. But anyways, so I wanted to just make sure. I always try to make sure that we have quality. So like we still, we still getting better. So my Clippers opinion is this. Everybody, I want to say this as politely as possible, but I'm not gonna actually be the person to say this. I'm gonna let their own coach, who, according to our YouTube comments, is getting annihilated right now. Doc Rivers is getting destroyed right now in our YouTube comments. Our YouTube comments. This video has been out for 2 hours. It has 4,000 views. It has 76 comments.
It's at 76 now.
Yes.
It got 10 since we started.
So I'm just gonna play Doc Rivers talking, and I'm gonna put this clip in. I'm gonna put the actual clip on here so you can watch this. Come on. Oh, yeah, this dude took a long time. Hold on.
Well, I honestly thought he got to lead and stop playing and give them credit. They kept playing. I thought that end of that whole second quarter, they'll make it a run, get back in the game, change the whole complexity of the game. But honestly, I thought we were very emotionally weak tonight.
He called it emotionally weak.
And this question is gonna come from
Emotionally weak.
Real quick, though.
Go ahead. Hold on. I'm gonna pause it. Go ahead.
Who fault is that?
That's how is it my fault you weak?
But look.
How is it my fault you emotionally weak? How is it my fault you're emotionally weak? I'm asking you a question. How is it my fault you are emotionally a weakling?
I just said whose fault is that? Who does that fall on? Is it Kawhi as the leader? Who fault is that?
No, I feel okay. Look,
He called them emotional weaklings. Who fault is that? That's somebody's fault.
I think we know who it falls on though.
Who?
We know who.
Who?
Who is he calling an emotional weakling?
Who?
If he said that we are emotionally weak.
We is no.
No,
wait
wait a minute.
Wait.
Hold on. Let me finish the clip. Let me finish the clip because he gonna
more than just PG.
Because he gonna talk about who are the people that he believes to be emotionally weak.
What do you think that is? That they're emotionally weak. I mean, this team has been geared toward the playoffs, obviously, all year.
Andrew, if I knew that, I would be Sigmund Freud.
That man said he would be a psychiatrist.
But at the end of the day, we're up 20 and we're getting technical fouls. Things like that.
Who was that got a technical foul?
I don't know. But have I not said this before?
No, can you look that up?
No.
Is that anywhere you can look that up? Who got a technical foul? Was that Marcus Morris? Who got a technical foul?
I have no idea.
I don't know who got a technical foul.
But real quick though, have I not said it?
Can you look at the play-by-play when they was up 20 and see who got the...
remember when I went to the Rockets game?
Yeah.
And Lou got kicked out, and I'm like, bro, it's not even. Well, I think he was right. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. I was like, I wonder, they got a lot of fiery guys. I wonder if you kind of use that passion kind of against them, and they get into a situation, who gonna rile them in.
But let's continue.
We just throughout. I've been saying this for 3 games now. We're so much better than what we're playing.
I agree.
But honestly, give Dallas credit. They could have threw it in. We get up 21. They're minus Porzingis.
The guy,
but
Luka.
they didn't. They just stayed in the game. They just kept
playing. Michael Green
they
got
played
together.
They moved the ball, and you can see the difference in the spirits. They make a run, and everybody's excited. They make a run on us, and we don't. We cave in. So that's on all of us. Me too. I got to get our guys right.
You goddamn right.
This question's gonna come from Miriam.
You goddamn right. You do.
I love Miriam. Miriam's one of my favorite people in sports. She's a very, very sweet individual. She seems like she's a great mom. Shout out to Miriam Swanson. Go follow her. Make sure you read all of her articles. She writes for the LA Times. She's a great person.
What does it do to you guys emotionally going forward?
Oh, we're fine that way. The series is 2-2. You can make a case. It should be 3-1.
It should.
Either way.
It should, G. Even he agrees that Porzingis' ejection was bull.
It was bull, but I don't think that Porzingis is the key to winning the series, because I also think that Boban's presence is arguably as good as.
Hold on, wait a minute. But I want to continue to hear his words, because you picking them apart right now.
They shot 50% from the field tonight, so they made shots. They attacked us off the dribble. They made plays. They're never anything complicated. They're just staring us in the face and beating us off the dribble.
And this question's gonna come from home.
And then I'm gonna get to my question.
You showed Trez hugging Doncic before the game, and Mike Green said that.
Bottom line is,
my bad.
The last play didn't lose the game for us.
It didn't.
It was our entire play from the second quarter on.
You goddamn right.
Okay, we'll take a few more questions. Next question's gonna come from Jim Alexander.
Yeah, Doc. I mean, you mentioned emotionally weak today.
Like he called them emotionally weak. That should be a headline.
He was right. They were.
That's gonna be the title of this episode. Who's emotionally weak, G?
Pause. Can I say
Go ahead.
He said the Mavericks were the more physical team. That should never happen.
Yeah.
Never. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Physical? If it's one thing they should win, they can get cooked every other way. Physicality?
I mean, yeah, but the Clippers was strong last game. They was calling Luka a bitch-ass white boy.
And they won the game, didn't they?
And also the fact that Trez had to apologize for that is hilarious.
No.
Whatever happens in between the line. Have you ever seen white man can't jump?
No, look. Check it out, though. Every game that they get physical and get up in them, not to say that they're going to back down, because they're not. Like, Luka's not going to. Luka been through this before. They're not going to back down. But again.
That's 78 comments, bro.
But again, every game that they get in them and actually get physical with them, they get good results.
Yeah.
When they just, all right, well, we're going to let them do what we're going to do. We kind of going to play. They get what they get today.
Mm-hmm.
Trez is out there. They got people out there. Now, granted, Pat is missing.
So you're going to let me play my doc question? I just want to play my doc.
Go ahead.
Hold on a minute. I think it's right here.
Paul George has averaged 25 points.
It's also
So,
this is him. This is also what he said.
It's not like
It wasn't
they're
25,
doing
21.
something defensively.
21 about that, though.
We just
21,
gotta play
wasn't
with
25.
great confidence.
Yeah, it was 21 on the year.
21.
Paul,
21.
Including
again,
bubble
I
or
still
before the
believe this
bubble?
is gonna be
The whole
fine.
thing, 21
He just
points.
I
has
think
to
before
be
the
more
bubble he was at
aggressive.
25.
No, he
More
wasn't.
aggressive in the right
I'm
way,
pretty sure he
you
wasn't.
know?
He was never at 25 points this season. No, he wasn't. That ain't new. We can go month by month.
But we have to get him more involved. And that's really just running our stuff the way we should run it.
And last
They gotta help
question is
him
gonna
out.
come from Thomas.
Here we go. From me.
Hey, Coach. I've heard you speak this year about having great individual defenders on the team, but not
Yes.
feeling as though the guys are playing great defensively as a unit. Do you feel like kind of that's what you're seeing in the playoffs so far?
Yeah. First of all, it's individual defense. I don't think we've been a great individual defensive team. I think we've been very passive.
You
I
right.
think they've been able to catch the ball wherever they wanted to catch the ball. I think they're hitting us first on all the pick and rolls. Give them credit. They are so much more, the more physical team and the more aggressive team. It's not even close.
All right, thanks, Don.
I'm about.
I'm gonna say this. Doc did everything but call them kitten cats.
I'm gonna read to you.
No,
real quick.
you
I heard you.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna read you P's numbers month to month this season.
Go ahead.
22,
Okay.
24,
Okay.
17, 16, 30 by the one game in July, and then 24 in August. So what I'm trying to tell you
Okay.
is they have to get PG. Like, yes, PG has to play better.
But this is
they
also the thing. Is
have
Doc
to-
a great offensive coach though?
Who?
Doc.
So then, but G, you gotta best utilize. I don't think that they're best util.
I will say this: if they lose in the first round, I fear for his job.
I fear for his job too. I just think that they have to best.
G, and I love Doc. Bro.
Me too. I
I'm
don't
not
wanna
gonna
see
like
Doc
whoever
go
the
to
next coach
I don't want
is,
to see
G.
Doc.
He
go
not
to
gonna be
USC.
Doc.
They not
G.
gonna be as
He
cool
not
as
his
Doc.
the
Doc
next coach
from
not
the
gonna be
crib.
Doc. G. Doc always Doc
Doc the
literally
homie.
always answers my questions and he always gives me great quotes.
And G Doc
Actually,
is the
all
homie.
of them. I like. You know what? I will say this. Shout out to the Clippers players because I feel like at a certain point in time they've kind of known who we are. Not necessarily who we are, but they remember names.
Yeah.
So like, although in the Zooms now my name says Thomas, whatever, they probably see the name Thomas. But before, when I would always be like TPJ, Hoops and Brews, whatever, and they get to see your face, so they recognize you. But I always get great quotes from them. I don't necessarily feel like they give everybody great quotes, including Kawhi. He always gives me at least a 30-second
guy's
quote.
PG. I love PG. I love talking to PG.
PG gives
I
you
love
great
talking to
quotes,
PG.
but G.
I love, but this ain't it.
Somebody
this
said
ain't it.
they
G.
called that man Pandemic P.
G. Pandemic P is quite possibly the funniest shit.
Look. Paul, I know we're going to have to see you for the next couple years, but that's going to be the name of this episode.
Pandemic
G.
P is the
I will
funniest
put
shit
that man.
I've ever heard.
What's the name of that movie? With Lawrence Fishburne, where it was an outbreak?
Epidemic?
Contagion. I'm gonna put that man on the poster. Contagion.
Pandemic P is, but again, bro, they have.
They called that man
But
Pandemic
again,
P.
he even said it. We gotta get it. They have to do a better job at helping them out, bro.
The
Like,
funniest part is the Clippers and nobody recorded his press conference. Like nobody at all. So nobody has video of his press conference.
we don't need. I'm like shocked they set him up to the talk. G. I'm really shocked. I'm not. Now look, some people I would say, Lou. I think one thing that the Mavericks have, they can't guard guards. If you peep, they have no guard defense, which is why Lou Williams can run wild and go crazy because they have no guard defense. But as it is right now, the Clippers have no guard defense either.
Can
Trey
I play
Burke-
my Kawhi clip? I talked to
ahead.
Kawhi. I asked Kawhi if he gets frustrated. When
Yes,
after
he
losses
was yelling
like
at
this.
people on the court too.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Next question is gonna come from Thomas.
Me. Shout out to me.
To you is, I know you're personally known as kind of being a very cool player and even killed. Do you get frustrated after games like this, or do you instantly put it out of your mind once the game is over?
It's just frustrating to see where we made mistakes at. And, you know what I mean? But it's something to learn from. We still got 2 games, possible left.
One day we're gonna pull up with one of these players. I know it.
We got time, and we'll just look at the film and see what we can do better.
Next question is gonna
All right. So he said that they got time. He said that if for him,
He ain't got much.
He said they do though. I mean, come on. Come on. You've said time and time. You picked the Clippers in 5. So
and it should have been in 5. What the hell was this? What the hell was this?
Greatness. Like I told you, Luka. Can we now move on from the Clippers? Can we move on from the Clippers?
Sure.
Okay,
Luka
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't want to take nothing. Like, yes, Luka had a great game. I don't want to take nothing away from Luka. He played great.
Come on, you don't think that this is an all-time performance?
It was.
You don't think in terms of the history of the league, this won't be remembered?
Yeah, of course. It was like Luke. It'll be like Luka's breakout. No,
I said it was a top 50 performance of all time. He had a 40-point triple double.
Listen, bro.
And he beat the number 2 seed with 2 of the best perimeter defenders. Actually, 3 of them in the league.
It'll be Luka's breakout playoff game, but it's the same thing. Like, for instance,
it was only like his 3rd one. But
but like, for instance, like, look, when I go back,
Luka, White Jesus, Dodger.
When I go back and watch Michael Jordan 1992 Finals Game 1, everybody sees Michael Jordan making threes. I see them literally letting him just shoot the ball. Guard the man. The man clearly on fire.
Hey,
do something.
Pick that shot glass up. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Guard the man. Do something. Like, okay, so Mike came in. Okay, the man hot now. Okay, well, guard the man. He hitting. Do something. Don't just let him score 30 points on threes. Put a hand up. Everybody else see the man scoring. I see the man, like, literally, I think he was shrugging his shoulders, like, why y'all not guarding me? Half of the threes ain't even no hand in his face. I'm looking today, I'm like, Luka going crazy, but damn, show the man a different look. Do something. You just let the man get comfortable as hell. Do something. Now, look, I understand it might be hard to guard. Look, man, I don't get paid to coach, so I don't know everything. The man's a great player. You never going to stop a great player. He is a great player. He going to be around a long time. But damn, G, show him a different look. They on a 21-0, a 16-0 run. You playing the same defense that got the run started. Do something different. Something. The pick and roll coverage, what, G? They came down court and literally ran a pick and roll 20 straight times. And they did the same reaction 20 straight times.
But what do you want from them? And actually, go ahead.
For instance, in the fourth quarter, when they started switching, I wish we could pull up the footage or like the thing from when they started switching. They made Luka actually miss some shots, and actually have to have him isolate on Kawhi. That's much harder to do to isolate on Kawhi than it is to literally get a pick and roll. Yeah. Kawhi running behind you, Trey's backing up on his heels, and you just have your way.
Yeah, but also but do you know what my favorite part about it is? Luka, I know Luka is a GOAT. I know Luka is a god. I know Luka is already, to me, he already is on the path to be a Hall of Famer. If Luka is not a Hall of Famer, I'ma cry.
Yeah, if he's on stay healthy, he'll be all right.
For real, cause this dude is the truth.
He can play.
He is the best player in the NBA. Period. And he is just 2 years away from actually being the greatest player in the NBA. Because I think that what we're seeing right now is, and also this is the thing, I think I was listening to, Charles Barkley or Shaq basically kind of talk about why he not giving Luka credit. It's like, yeah, because what has he done? It's like, yeah, but he's young. He was a rookie last year. You have to make your way. You have to create your own path. You have to create your narrative. You have to create your story. Luka hasn't had the chance to create his own story yet. He's writing it. And writing it in one of the greatest ways of all time, because we've spoken about this Clippers team ad nauseum this year, and Kawhi and all these guys about being good defenders and this and that, and it's not happening. But it's not happening. And then no. Listen. There is no guard that should be guarding Luka Doncic. Kawhi Leonard should be guarding Luka Doncic. Paul George should be guarding Luka Doncic. No one can guard Luka Doncic.
They're not guarding him. They're literally. But look though. I've seen instances. You saw instances in the game in which people literally guarded and defended him and made what he wanted to do difficult. You saw it when they actually went small and started switching. And actually, like, busted up the offense and busted up the rhythm.
He don't let me get a Luka.
Because, like,
no, come on. Let me see how long I can go Luka. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Luka!
But no, like,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna start a Luka meter. And for the fans, G. And for the fans, G. For every second. Y'all, I'm sorry. For every comment y'all put in the comments that say Luka, I'm gonna literally say Luka out loud on the show for that amount of seconds. So if y'all comment Luka in the comments for 50 times, I'm gonna say, but it's got to be individual comments. It can't be one comment with Luka in there 50 times. But if y'all comment individual channels, I'm gonna scream Luka for that long because he's here.
But like, bro, like,
and even if he ain't here this year, if they get eliminated and they get washed in the next 2 games, because actually that's what's gonna happen. Doc Rivers did that. He basically called his team everything but kitty cats.
Look, this
Do you
ain't
know what
it.
I'm talking about?
Yes.
I'm not talking about actual
I know
cats.
what you're talking about. This
is not a Idris Elba. Yeah, go ahead.
I just hope that they make the commitment to defense. It's like, Luke, they have to. Sometimes when I watch great players have performances, great performances, I'm like, damn, bro. They tried everything and it just didn't work. I don't get that feeling today. I feel like they left a lot untried.
I mean, I feel like a lot was left untried too, but also, it's like when you first get a Rubik's Cube. You ever had a Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you first get it, right, it's fixed. So you're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna mess it up and I'm gonna figure out how to get back there. And then you mess it up a little bit and then you're like, oh, okay, this is a little difficult. And then before you know it, you keep trying to get back to where you was, and it's not what it was because Luka Doncic can do everything. I think honestly the biggest factor in this game for me was the fact, and not even that. It's the physicality of Luka Doncic as it turns out in terms of like the totality of the series, because no one on the Clippers can physically guard him.
I disagree with that.
No one can.
I disagree with that
Stop.
so much.
Can you let me finish? No one on the Clippers can physically guard him, and that's the reason why they're roughing him up.
I disagree with that so much.
They're roughing him up because he's bigger than them, and they have to foul him hard. I saw the other day he went to the paint, he hit Kawhi with a shoulder, and Kawhi moved back. Kawhi was one of the largest and strongest guys I've seen in the NBA, and I think that Kawhi, historically has been a guy that has even frustrated LeBron. Luka was bouncing off this man Kawhi like he was a trampoline. Kawhi
was hold wait real quick, because I want to say this about Kawhi. Kawhi is not the same defender that he once was. He's not. It's not 6 years ago. After that, Kawhi is not the same now. He's still very good, but he's not
still
the same
top 5 defender in the NBA.
I don't know about that.
Yes, he. Come on, even
on the wing.
Even the block he had
on the wing. Look,
no, stop saying on the wing. In totality as a defender, he's still a top 5 defender in the NBA. Top 10 at least.
Top 10 for sure. Top 5. I don't know about that. I really don't know. I really don't know about that.
We'll see.
Top 10, hell yeah. Top 10, hell yeah. Top 5, no. And PG probably ain't top 15.
Yo, this doc video is up to 81 comments and 5,000 views. Literally, as we're doing this, I'm going to just keep how many comments. Has Snicky G commented? I just want to say this. Snicky G, you might not watch all of our content. You might only watch the Clippers content, but we have a fan by the name of Snicky G. And every single Clippers game, bro,
win or lose,
he goes in the comments and he puts the most ether comments, G, I have ever seen. G, this man Snicky G be on another level. So shout out to Snicky G. Go ahead.
Shot at the end of regulation. I feel like Patrick Ewing. Have you ever shot that shot? One-legged step back. Do you ever shoot that shot? Gee, the man was getting what he wanted to all night. Sorry. And that's what you decided to shoot on that play? He ain't shoot that shot all night. Literally, tell me a time in tonight in which he shot that. Why do you shoot that then?
Who?
Kawhi.
Oh, because that's what he does.
Gee, literally.
You have to live and die with Kawhi.
But gee,
actually, that's a fire statement. By the way, hey Kawhi, you can use that in the new battle. Just give me a royalty.
But gee, you getting wherever you want to go the whole game. Gee, that's what you want to shoot. It wasn't like it was like the Luka shot was 3. It was 24 seconds left after a timeout. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Now
like
look,
you keep acting like we haven't spent the entire season saying that this team was one of the most inconsistent teams in the NBA.
This ain't it,
and
G.
that we didn't know if their chemistry worked.
This ain't it,
I
G.
think that, and this is, and you know what? Now that we're here in the playoffs, and I mean, all bubble, aside, like we probably won't see a lot of these guys again. I think when, and also we spoke about this with Doc, and I didn't want to spend all this time talking about the Clippers, but apparently this is what we're doing. So let's continue. So
now we can talk about the
Sixers
next.
No,
we can talk about them too next.
It's fine. No, it's fine. We can continue because it's fine.
That wasn't it either.
It's fine. We need this. We need to start doing more of these in person. Honestly, just more of these happy hours. But even still talking about the Clippers. What you have to understand with the Clippers is that this team is not built with guys that are happy to be on this team. This team is built with guys that have been on this team, and the ones that have survived are like people. And I'll equate it to this. I've worked in tech companies for the past like 8 years. Tech companies, tech management, digital management, and what you see a lot is like after people on the team have been there for a certain length of time, they feel a certain sense of entitlement as if they are used to the way certain things are. And then a new boss will come along and change the system or create a hybrid of the system, or new hotshot hires will come along and their vision will be what the new team is, right? And like the grizzled vets like a Udonis Haslem, the ones that will be remembered, and even though he isn't a Hall of Famer, may get his jersey retired by the team or just kind of remembered as being one of those guys, are those guys that are grizzled veterans that just know that every fight ain't my fight. And if it's not my fight, I just got to be behind whoever it was that day that had a fight or that wanted to start a fight if I think that we're headed in the right direction. Meaning that sometimes you'll get in a meeting in these tech companies or in these big businesses where like your boss will just be saying a bunch of bullshit. And you'll know it's bullshit and no outside representative will be there, but it'll just be other people there. And then a random person on the team, will be like, nah, I don't agree with this. And it's up to you to be the person, if you really didn't agree with it and they just happen to be the person to say something, to be like, nah, this ain't the way it's supposed to go. But if you have a bunch of other people that like spend the rest of their time by the water cooler being like, yo, this team is fucked up. This is not the way this is supposed to go. We need to make a change. We can unilaterally make a move, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't like whoop, whoop, whoop. And then it's like two guys that's the hot shot that's at the lead of the team and they still leading the team and doing what they can do. You get dissension within those ranks, especially amongst people who have been there for a while that aren't the new hot shots, right? Mm-hmm. But the guys that sense that there's something off, but that can say something without creating dissension within the ranks are the guys that tend to stay around in those companies for like 6, 7, 8 years, right? And it's not because they're bad employees. They're actually really good employees because they're good for team morale. This team and Doc Rivers said it when they traded for Marcus Morris and even last year when they traded Landry away for
they traded Tobias for Landry.
When they traded Tobias and Boban away for Landry, he talked about how the guys that they will will eventually get back or that they got back were guys that were instigators, right? Well, this is the problem when you have too many badass kids in your class. Or when you have too many people on your workforce that are so heavily built upon their ideals that they don't care about winning as a team. They just don't necessarily want to follow the leader because they've been there for so long. And that's not to say that Lou Williams isn't good or whatever, but literally Doc, I believe, mentioned that it was Kawhi Leonard and I think he said it was Patrick Beverley were the only two people on the bench that was actually talking positive about the team. So what does that say to you? What that says to me is that Patrick Beverley and Kawhi Leonard are the leaders of the team, and the other guys are there to serve out a function, and they are those B players that I talk about on those tech teams that are the dissension players. Because if you the guys that have been there already, I've been here, we saw this. We made it to the first round without y'all, and like we here and like we still struggling with y'all. You can't make a shot. I got to come out off the bench and score 35. I'm dealing with. I told
you that was gonna happen a lot. By the way,
no, but listen. But also, even if you other players, I'm dealing with personal issues. Things are going on, and like the stars are supposed to carry the team, and like y'all not carrying the team. The stars aren't carrying the team. The star is doing what the star is always supposed to do. But like I said with LeBron James, Anthony Davis to me is the star of this Lakers team. But if LeBron James is going to be the only perimeter threat on the team with the Lakers, which he really is at this point in time, because Danny, how many more Green, how many more, we want to know. We don't know. We don't know. Literally, we don't know. Do you know when Danny Green going to make another three?
He'll have a game.
Can you guarantee? Like Kanye West said to DJ Envy, like, can you guarantee, because you don't own on this radio station, that your daughter will be able to get a job here? And he was like, no. He's like, but if you own this place, you could. Can you guarantee that Danny Green will be able to make a three in the next game?
No.
Okay,
Cannot
exactly.
guarantee it.
Exactly.
I think he will, but I cannot guarantee it.
Exactly. But if you had somebody else in that spot, you maybe could. So my point is,
What interview did Ye say that in?
he said that in the interview where he was talking about right after Yeezus came out, and he was mad about the fashion stuff, and basically he was saying that he needed funding for his fashion ventures because he believed he could build $1 billion corporation,
Which he did,
and that white America and that the white bosses of fashion were essentially holding him back because they controlled the industries and the textiles and all this stuff. The textiles, and therefore they were basically making him, negotiate for higher rates than what he would need to. So that's why he was saying he needed to work with a larger company because they were essentially pigeonholing him in into larger prices. Which, when you in those kind of industries, when you pay for bulk, if you get it cheaper in larger quantities, you make money. So if they charging you the same rate they're gonna charge, they would sell a wholesaler, you're not making any money, therefore you go into debt because you're paying the same price a wholesaler would. So he was like basically saying like I want to own my own company, I want to be my own boss. Like, can you guarantee your job gonna get can you guarantee your daughter gonna get a job at this radio station? And DJ Envy was like, well, I mean, I work here. He's like, no, you can't because you don't own this, but if you owned it, you could. Yeah. So my thing is, can you guarantee Danny Green gonna make a 3? No. But with this Clippers team, you have a bunch of guys that have their own agendas, and there's new kids on the block or new leaders on the team that don't always necessarily follow the leader because they have their own agendas. And it's not to say that they're bad teammates, because I don't necessarily call those people in the tech world bad coworkers because they have their own agendas. We all have our own agendas. But if your own agenda, like I posted on my Instagram, like every job that I got was an experience and I learned from it. So I got better. Like in every experience, I can take that and leverage it in new stuff, including stuff we doing, where it's stuff that I learned 8 years ago that when we talking to people now and they try to fuck us over on a deal, I know because I did that 8 years ago, right? So with the Clippers, they just aren't a unit, and that's what it boils down to. So if they win this championship, they will win this championship in spite of themselves, because I think 6 to 8 of these guys know that they won't be here next year, or this season, when it comes to December, because I think free agency is gonna last for about 4 weeks, and then we're gonna get right back into another NBA season by December.
The issue,
go ahead.
The issue with that is
that was my thoughts. So
the issue with that is that I feel you, but like when you win, everybody looks good. When you lose, everybody looks bad. So like a guy like Trez, right? Trez is costing himself some money right now.
I don't think he has.
He don't really look good right now.
I think that's disrespectful.
Right now?
No. I'm not saying you're disrespecting him, but I'm saying to evaluate him at a lower cost is disrespectful to him, because if someone tells you that the person that they viewed as their mother or a mother-like figure passed away, that's the equivalent of someone else's mother passing away. So you have to give people their respect.
You have to take that into account, yes.
And also you have to take into account that Doc Rivers also said that Lou Williams hadn't played basketball for basically 2 months.
Lou looked great.
And yes, I know he did, but still he had to build up his conditioning. Trez hasn't played basketball for basically like 4 months. So you have to give these guys an opportunity.
I understand, but
the problem is the stars aren't being a star, and Paul George is looking like Pandemic P, and that's the problem. He got to be better.
I'm not, but I don't want to blame everything on PG, because again, I think
how can you not blame G?
Listen.
If PG was AD, you would be calling him weak, talking about him shooting floaters. PG standing out there shooting threes all day.
No, because listen, I've seen him. But wait, hold on. Whose fault is that?
That's
PG?
his fucking fault.
No, hold on.
Get your big ass in the paint. Get your big ass on the block. Is he not 6'9"?
Listen.
No, is he not 6'9"?
Yes, but listen.
Is he not 6'9"?
Yes, but listen.
Get your big ass on the block, Paul George.
2 things about that.
Come on, man.
2 things about that. Yes, I think he should. But again, the way he's been utilized, again, the way that teams have utilized him throughout his career, I don't think it's the best way to utilize him. But he's gotten so used to dribbling.
But if that's what he wants to do, you can't force that man to play a different position he don't want to play.
We got a whole nother issue.
No, you don't.
And look, and listen. Look. All right. They don't want with this man averaging 17, 16, and 19. His scoring ain't the issue. The fact that they not playing no damn.
Push your mic down a little bit.
His scoring ain't really.
Scream. Push your mic down a little
His scoring ain't really the issue. What's the issue is the fact that they not playing no defense. They not stopping nobody. If they was getting stops, he could go out there and sneak it up for 15 points and be fine.
Did you not hit a question that I just asked Doc Rivers?
I agree with you. The team defense all year ain't been great. I can tell you, I think I asked PG about that after the Phoenix game. They D'd up Phoenix, and I was like, oh damn, they could really be great defensively.
Talking about early in the season, not after they got game, because
Not
they
after
also
they
got
got
game
game.
by
They
Devin
got
Booker.
Devin
Yo, the clip, yo. You remember how we used to always, how I got that saying, Clippers gonna clip.
Clippers gonna clip.
G, I swear to God, if the Clippers clip this year, G, I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, G. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. I know I'm gonna have to see y'all for the rest of eternity, or at least as long as y'all on this team. But I swear to God, if y'all lose the series to Luka Doncic, I am going to unleash a wrath of slander that will be heard from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean.
Alone.
That will be heard from the Pacific to the
You won't be
Indian
alone.
Ocean. That will be heard from the Pacific to the Arctic Ocean. G, y'all better not lose to Luka. Don't do it. You can ask my lady. And literally, when that man hit that shot, I had to turn on my phone so I can record it. And I ran and I sprinted around my house like I was Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis was a sprinter, right? The runner, yeah. I sprinted around my house literally like I was Carl Lewis, screaming Luka, G. Luka is the next guy. Luka greater than Michael Jordan offensively. Let's go ahead. Let's move on. Let's talk. What do you want to talk?
I'm looking at something because I'm trying to.
76ers, actually. What do you do with Joel Embiid? Warriors fans want Joel Embiid. Bulls fans want Ben Simmons.
I just want to say this one thing.
Go ahead.
There's one
Who you
thing.
talking about? Pandemic P?
Pandemic P. Make sure.
Pandemic P. No vax. Pandemic P. Look. Keep the bricks. Keep the bricks. Hold the shots. Actually, give me the bricks. Hold the shots.
Okay, so check this out.
Shout out to my bro Lee. I just want to say this. My girl brother will come and stay with us a couple days because my girl's pregnant, and he always be buying these nice ass bottles, and he just leave them over here. And I tell him I tell anybody, if you leave alcohol in my house, don't be mad at me when you come back and it's not here. And so he went the other day and bought some some Casamigos Reposado because your song
Shout
feeling
out
like
Lee for being able to influence that.
I don't think he bought it specifically because of you, but the first thing he said when he came in the room was like, "Hey, yo, Casamigo," and I was like, "Yeah." So,
shout out, bro. Okay, never mind.
And this is not a Casamigos promo, by the way. We're not sponsored by them. But if you would like to sponsor Casamigos, we will drink your shit. Children, don't drink if you're under 21.
And actually, I do want to say this real quick.
Go ahead.
By position estimate, he actually is playing 47% of the time at power forward this year and 53% as PG. I like that. But in this series, it don't seem like he done played.
Where the hell do you
47%
get
of the
these
time.
stats from,
Position
bro?
estimate. It's just
How the hell do you get these, G?
Position estimate. So this is the highest he's played. The other highest was this year in.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm drunk as
Indiana.
hell. I only had breakfast today.
Was this year in
At like
Indiana?
2
He
o'clock.
played 30. He played 39%. That's probably when Larry Bird told him to play the 4. Then he said no, and then went back down to 14%. Then in OKC,
Where did he do his best numbers though?
his best numbers was last year in OKC. He was playing 91% and 9% at this.
Yeah, but him
also,
and Kawhi Leonard play the same position.
But again, if he's playing 47%, but again, if Larry Bird say you should play the 4, it's Larry Bird. He would know. Larry Bird, he played 47% of the time at power forward. But in this series, it don't seem like he's playing at all at power forward. Seems like he's playing point guard and shooting guard half of the time.
I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. No, Patrick Beverly and Landry Shamet is not a point guard.
You're not wrong.
Reggie Jackson is.
You're not wrong, but I just think that's
like
the issue.
Reggie's been good, but he's still tweak God.
You're
He
not
still
wrong.
had some tweak God moments before he ran out of bounds and 360'd and threw that pass to Kawhi, and Kawhi hit that jumper.
You're not wrong.
Before those moments, he had a couple tweak God
You're not
moments.
wrong. But again, that's why.
So I mean, I think it's up to them. But I'm done.
Yeah, so
I'm
you
done
go.
talking. You go ahead, talk about what you want to talk about because I got to go to the bathroom.
76ers, Joel Embiid. 76ers in general, honestly. 76ers in general, honestly. I know everybody's gonna make the most about them getting swept. I mean, I think it's a big deal because of the money that you have tied up into your 4 main players, and you got basically I think they said wow. We watching the Denver Utah game, by the way. I think that they have Tobias is getting $34 million. Like Ben is getting 28 and B getting 27. Like they all getting upwards in the $20 million. They got I think $500 million basically tied up in their starting lineup. Anytime you have that, and getting swept in the first round is kind of alarming. But I just want to say I want Philly to be careful about breaking this whole thing up too early. Ben Simmons didn't play, and I think a lot of one of the issues that they really had was perimeter defense. Jason Tatum kind of was getting a lot of what he wanted. Jaylen Brown had a good series. Kemba Walker was doing whatever he wanted to do to Shake Milton. I also think they didn't defend the pick and roll the best because they also had Embiid and drop coverage a lot. And it's like, if you just going to drop him, Kemba just going to pull up and shoot the three off the dribble. So I would urge Philly to be careful about breaking up this thing too early because, again, I personally think you were missing what is your best player in Ben Simmons. So I would just be careful about breaking this thing up and want to trade everybody so early because, again, you were missing another all-star. People have this thing where we're in this era of scoring where if you can't shoot the three ball and average 24 points, you aren't good. But Ben Simmons is consistently one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. I think arguably the best perimeter defender in the NBA, arguably. And if he probably would have played the whole year, in my humble opinion, should have been in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. Damn near you can make the argument should have won the award. I think he's the best defensive player on the team as well. Wasn't out there. So I think you have to be careful about breaking this team up before they get a chance to fail.
I think it's over. I think you live with the results you got. The closest you got was getting game by Kawhi in the conference semifinals. I think Ben Simmons is injury prone. I think if you can unload him to the Bulls and get as much as you can from them, I think what the vision you sell to Joel Embiid is we want to get younger, but we want to get younger and more perimeter oriented, which is what we're not. I didn't like what I saw from Josh Richardson in this series, including in the last minute of the game when he shoved Jason Tatum out of bounds because he was frustrated that they were losing. I just didn't see winning plays from guys that weren't Joel Embiid. So personally, I think that they need to get rid of every single guy on this team that's not named Joel Embiid. Or they need to get rid of everyone that's not named Ben Simmons. But I think they have to just rip the box open. But I think they have to make that decision though.
I think you give.
I think they have to stop. I think they have to stop relying on the young talent to make the decision for the organization. You've continuously utilized number one picks. And let's just be truthful about this. Actually, damn, where my lighter go? And actually, let's just be truthful about this. The process has been trusted, and the process failed. So fuck the process, or F the process. Excuse my language.
I just slightly disagree with that because again,
How?
we don't know what this team would have done if healthy. We don't know.
Yeah, but we don't care about what they would have done if healthy.
I do. I think you give now. Granted, if you want to unload, Richardson, you want to maybe get away Horford because of contracts. I'm fine with that. Even though I don't hate the signing of Horford or hate the signing of anybody that they had. I also Glenn Robinson III. He was
that
also
Horford signing was bad.
For the money he's getting, it was bad.
No, it's not even that. You built that signing to compete with Kawhi, but Kawhi didn't stay in LA. I'm sorry. He didn't stay in Toronto.
He got that to play Giannis because
you got that to compete with Toronto.
Oh, okay, fair.
Because they signed him early on. You got that to compete with Toronto.
Toronto and Milwaukee.
Yeah, but Milwaukee, I'm not concerned about for them. I think they can match up with Milwaukee. It just depended on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons had to extend his range, and the biggest thing is Ben Simmons has to go. He has to go. If you can unload Tobias, he has to go. If you can unload Josh Richardson, he has to go. If you can unload Al Horford, he has to go. They all have to go except for Joel Embiid. You completely tear it down and rebuild around Joel Embiid.
I don't think that you blow it all up, man. I really don't. Like I said, if you want to unload,
if you're a first round team with all these guys, they're only getting older.
But again, you didn't have all of these guys. Ben Simmons didn't play, and one of the main issues that it's not like they got smoked in any of these games, really, for the most part. They never got smoked. In Game 3, it really came down to, I think they went on a 10-0 run in the last 2 minutes. It really came down to defense. For one, Kemba Walker was doing whatever he wanted to do to Shake Milton. They also couldn't guard the pick and roll. Also, Ben Simmons would have been on Jason Tatum. I don't think Jason Tatum goes as crazy on Ben Simmons. Can we agree? I don't think he's doing all that. I don't think he's doing.
That's baby Kobe right there, though.
But I don't think he's doing all. But again, I don't think he's doing all that.
Shout out to Kobe. And by the way, we're recording this on Kobe's birthday. Rest in peace.
I don't think he. Yeah. R.I.P. Bean. Yeah, I don't think he's doing all that to them. Again, I think that you were missing a very key piece of what you were doing.
Shout out to y'all for watching Daniel's stream, man. 103 likes on that. I like that. That was beautiful.
Also, even today, today showed me a lot because I think that they did show some fight until obviously Tobias got I thought Tobias was out of there. So Tobias got to fail and hurt himself. Then I feel like the air kind of went out of their sails a little bit. Also, your best perimeter scorer is gone now for 10 minutes.
Yeah. But
they were fighting until this, and it's not like they came out and was like, "Oh, well, we want to go see our family doing. We want to go be family, man." They fought. So that showed me a lot today. I just think that
we want to go be family, man.
I mean, no, for real, if you down 3-0 in the bubble, you have a real reason not to play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just try to win another game so we can ultimately get sent home. I'm trying to go see my family. G. I'm trying to go get out the bubble and go chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I just think that now, granted, if you can get some of the people off, whatever, fine, go ahead and do that. But I just think that you got to be careful about trading Ben Simmons and Embiid. I think you give it one more year. You give them a chance to completely fail. This was a really weird season, really weird scenario. You give that two a chance to fail, and then you reevaluate after that and see what you want to do. I think you give one more chance. They haven't failed together, really.
Yes, they have.
They lost on a last-second shot.
Yeah,
okay, whatever.
But they're not getting younger. Their older talent is not getting younger either.
But they're still in their mid. They're not even in their primes
yes,
yet.
but you have Al Horford signed for 3 more years.
Then you try to get rid of Al Horford or somebody.
How? Where is he gonna go? Who's gonna take that contract?
You might have to add something with it.
Nobody's taking it.
I also think Al Horford can be useful off the bench. It's just his contract says he shouldn't come off the bench. But I think he could be very useful off the bench. It's just you look wild,
I think
stupid,
they're in trouble.
Putting $130 million on the bench.
I think they're going to be a first-round team for the rest of the time that they're together if they keep this current team constructed the way it is. And I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to waste too much time talking about them. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets, OKC Thunder.
Man,
Chris Paul was able to steal a game from the Rockets. What do you think about Chris Paul? I told you, best season in his career.
No, because Chris Paul wasn't the story.
Best season.
Dort was the story. With the job,
Chris Paul
Dort
was too.
No, not really.
Yeah.
He
what
look,
you mean? He cut. The foul. He created all
Dort,
this.
Dort. The job, when I mentioned Dort before, what did I say? I said they could offer some resistance to Harden. I said that, right? And Dort was the name I mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he would do this. Dort going out. This is the best I've never seen anybody play one-on-one defense on Harden like this. Not even the Warriors do it like this. They don't do it like this. The man Dort, he can't move.
Harden's still going out there and doing what he's doing though.
On Schroeder, he shot matter. 3 of 14 on Dort. The issue is that Dort can't shoot. So sometimes Billy Donovan will put his 3-guard lineup in.
It's just another Roberson. They're the kings of building Robersons.
No, the thing about him is I think he's stronger than Roberson, and I think he's more agile side to side than what Roberson was. And also, I think he has the ability.
His dog video is at almost 6,000.
And also, I think he has the ability to develop a offensive game. I think he has the tools. He's going to work on his shot a little bit, and also he can put the ball on the floor. He's athletic. He can also get to the rim. So I think he has the potential to be a better offensive player. So the story to me was Dort, and more so the Rockets. You went up 5. Literally, you went up 5 with a minute and 20 left. You supposed to win that game. You literally let Chris Paul come down and walk to the basket. He comes down again, walk to the basket. Eric Gordon throw the ball. It was peak classic Rockets. Eric Gordon throw the ball out of bounds. What the hell are you doing? You supposed to win that game. Harden got 5 fouls. You go in OT, he foul out. Then Chris Paul do what he want to do. But the story of that game is Dort, and of that series is Dort and the defense that he's playing on Harden. I really wish he wouldn't have signed that deal. Because if he'd have signed a deal after this offseason, he getting $30 million for the work he's doing on James Harden right now.
What deal he signed?
He signed 4-year, $5 million deal this season.
Dort? 4 years, $5 million.
He signed 4 years, $5 million.
Dort, what the hell is wrong with you, G?
But you gotta understand though, bro. He signed
4 years, $5 million.
He signed 4 years, $5 million.
That's $400 over a veteran minimum.
He signed 4 years.
Gee, to live in Oklahoma?
He signed 4 years.
You gotta pay me more than that to live in Oklahoma. You gotta pay me way more.
Yeah, but you understand, he's a undrafted rookie. You may just want some security. I think if he could do it all over again after having this playoff series on this big stage against a guy like Harden, he would probably not sign that deal and just wait.
Shit, he might be weak next year. So we gonna hold that hope for Dort.
But again, this is just normal peak Rockets thing. The Rockets just Rockets sometimes. They are the most stressful team I've ever watched. When they get stops, They are literally unbeatable. When they decide we don't feel like playing defense on this possession, then
Or
they
they
get
would
funky.
decide they want to miss 15 threes in a row.
No, the threes didn't even matter. They was getting stops. As long as they stop people, it don't matter. They can literally miss as many threes as they want to. They missed all them threes, and I think still had the lead. Or was like down 2. They was getting stops. Then literally they go up 5. PJ Tucker hits that 3. Everything goes to hell. You let Chris Paul literally walk down the court and lay the ball up twice. He ain't done that shit all series. Defend the man.
I'm crying.
Defend the man. So it's just it's now you in a series where like, okay, you was that close going up 3-0. You go up 3-0, I'm like, this series over. Now you like 2-1, you don't let them back in the series. They go out here and win game 2. We don't know when Russ coming back. Now Russ might have to rush back before he really ready to try to win the series. Now
Russ ain't got to rush back.
Look at what you done.
You should be able to beat them in 5.
You should, but it's the
6
Rockets.
games without rush.
It's the Rockets, G. The Rockets should be able to do a lot. They don't do it. Because sometimes everything the Rockets do, they just don't do for 2 minutes. And it's just like, well, here you go. You done done all this 46 minutes. The last 2 minutes, you just didn't do it. Like, all right, whatever.
All right, I guess. I think they'll be all right. I thought they were gonna miss Russ, but seeing what they did in their wins, in their 2 wins, I think they can do that. I think they did that with the exception of the fact that Chris Paul is a crafty veteran, and he just used his veteranship to get them into that overtime. There's no reason they should have been in the overtime, and because they wound up in that overtime, they lost that overtime. But they shouldn't have been in the overtime. So I think Chris Paul kind of willed them into that overtime because he didn't want to get swept. But I still think that this is probably going to be a gentleman's sweep at this point. So I'm not taking any extra stock into anything that I saw in that game 3, other than the fact that I think that Chris Paul did what he was supposed to do, and that was not get swept. But also, he's Chris Paul, and this team doesn't have enough firepower. I think you can see that. And I think that them being able to take 3 games off for Russ is a luxury. I think if he plays in game 5, I think if he plays in game 5, that's a luxury for them. Man. And I think if he plays in game 6 or 7, that's still a luxury. So OKC can't win this series. I didn't pick them to win, and they definitely can't win now that I've seen what I've seen from them.
I will say this. I don't think Schroeder, CP3, and Shea collectively can play a game better than what they played in game 3.
You don't think so?
They played. They played at the same, probably the best game that they'll probably play this. That's
not a bad take. I'm not upset at that.
I don't think that they'll play a game that's good. But again, the Rockets, sometimes you just can't be too shit with the Rockets.
Yeah.
No.
Small, and then I'm gonna keep calling them small game James.
It's not just no. It's not really.
Keep
but like
calling
nah,
them small game
nah.
James.
Look, I'm not gonna call them small because you got to really give credit to the defensive effort Dort is putting forth. He can't move, G.
Yeah.
Usually Harden is like literally every time they put Schroeder on him, it's cook season every time. Schroeder get on him like, oh, bucket. He get loose instantly. But Dort get on him like literally Dort might be most people Harden's strength is his strength. Most people who guard him aren't as strong as he is. Mm-hmm. Dort is just as strong as he is. He might be laterally quicker than what he is. What?
I'm crying at Dort being the Harden stopper.
G, have you watched the series, G? Look at what this man Dort doing to this man. Gee, he literally Harden going for the step back and trying to get fouled.
It's not that serious. Oh, because he not fouling him on the step back that nobody should be fouling him on.
No, G, you got to look at the job Dort doing to this man. G, Dort doing something different. I've never seen Harden defend it like this. By one man, I've never seen it. He is guarding that man. Now Harden getting his buckets because he's so cold and he just gets 30 in his sleep somehow. Right. But he is defending that man.
All right.
Defending that man. If Dort could shoot 35% from 3, he might make $90 million.
You got to. All right.
His defense is that good.
All right, G.
He be looking like
Tony. You do good, though.
He be like, G, he be looking like Tony Allen out there.
All right, G. Let's move on. Let's talk Lakers. What do you think about the Lakers? They up currently 2-1. That last game, game 3, felt like 4 games that they lost.
I mean, I still don't feel like they
Momentum
really won the
swung,
game. They just like the Blazers just like got tired. The Blazers don't have enough to win the series. It sucks, but it's just like I still feel like the Lakers really did anything to impress.
So now you think the Blazers don't have enough to win the series after you said that they would give the Lakers some go?
I thought Zach Collins would be there though. I really thought Zach would be there. Though.
Yeah, Zach Collins being there does change the narrative. But you know,
Zach
Lakers fans will be like, well, TPJ, it don't matter. You said it was going to win. It's like, yeah, I didn't think Zach Collins was going to be there.
I said Zach was going to be there because, Nurk was dead tired, G. That man, Nurk was about to faint.
Nurk was looking like how tired he was looking before he hurt his leg. You remember you remember in that game, like that, it was versus the Nets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they was just like, it was like overtime or something, double overtime, and they was just going out there going crazy.
Nurk was actually whooping their ass in that
game.
He
was, and then literally came down, and it was, yeah. I had just got back from Mexico that day too. So damn mad. I had literally just got back from Mexico too.
I'll never get that game.
Like literally had just got back in the house for an hour. I was laying down with my girl watching TV. And then literally this man's leg gets snapped in front of my hole. I'm like, oh, gee, why I
was sleepy. And I'm like, man, this game fire. I'm finna like get up out of my bed and go watch that. 20 seconds later, I'm like, come on, G. I'm like, I didn't sign up for this, bro. But yeah, like the Lakers still haven't. I will say, Bron, I think took it upon himself to be more aggressive. I think he realized like, yo, Gary Trent shouldn't be able to defend me. But Melo,
go ahead,
was looking like 90 Dennis Rodman on Anthony Davis for a while.
Yeah, but if Dame isn't gonna match him, then it doesn't matter.
Caruso's doing a great job on defense. Also, I also think Dame is
Caruso has done exactly what I thought he would do in this series, and that's absolutely nothing.
He's been good on defense.
He's done nothing. He's done nothing. He did what a former 2-way player does.
He's been good on defense.
He's been whatever. I think that the Lakers should be happy that they won that game. I think Portland in the second half came out with no zeal. Now, whether they were tired or not, I just felt like Dame should have. And I said this to my girl. I said Dame got to score 20 in the fourth quarter in order for Portland to win. And she was like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, he has to score 20.
Though. It's hard, though.
It's not hard. That's what he does.
Yeah, but the reason why it's hard is because now when he's picking rolls, usually that wouldn't be AD. So it's like the same thing with the Warriors. When usually on those pick and rolls, you got Draymond, out there, and Draymond the thing that they was doing last year was when they would switch, Dre would switch up. So now like when Dame usually gonna come off and get set for the three, he has to step like damn near like dribble backwards because Draymond came out and pushed him up. When AD come off a pick and roll, that man big as hell. He do this, it's hard to shoot over AD.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna give Dame any excuses. I think that the last game it boiled down to him not being the guy to make the shots. And if you want to be the guy, you want to be considered in the same league with Steph Curry. If Steph Curry played bad, he getting criticized. So Dame, you get the same level of criticism.
I feel you.
You have to step up and you have to be better. And I said this, Dame is going to have to average over 30, 35 plus. But the problem is LeBron and AD both got the opportunity to look at the rim a lot. And they got the opportunity to be able to see a lot of, baskets go in, be it free throws or shots being made. LeBron was almost superhuman in terms of his scoring ability. I think he really just put his body on Gary Trent, but also put that on Terry Stotts. I think Terry Stotts runs some of the worst rotations in NBA history. Like, I think Terry Stotts is the best, worst coach in NBA history. Him and Alvin Gentry, they are two of the best, worst coaches in NBA history.
George Karl, too.
George Karl was never. Okay, all right, yeah, he
up there.
Yeah, him. Yeah, George Karl. Actually, Avery Johnson. George Karl.
Avery Johnson was terrible, but he was great.
He just had some good players. They just did.
He was terrible that time.
Now Dirkie's gonna pass you the ball. Now, well. When I was playing with Coach Pop. With all the space in between his teeth. Shout out to Avery Johnson. He's a great guy.
What's the dude, Mike? What's his name? The bro who's the Warriors since coach.
Mike Dunleavy?
No, the dude who just coached for Cleveland. When Braun was there the first time.
Budenholzer?
Mike Brown is his name.
Mike Brown?
Is it his name?
Mike Brown?
The Cavs coach. He's the
black dude.
Yeah. Black dude.
Yeah.
He up there too.
No, Mike Brown was a decent coach.
He wasn't terrible, but he was also not a genius.
I'm crying.
So not a genius. Shout out, bro. He wasn't terrible because they won 61 games, but man.
Yeah. So
But the thing about it is Terry, he don't have many options though, bro. It's like they missing, I think, Little hurt. They missing Zach. They missing Ariza. They missing a lot of guys that you could like. They missing a lot of key guys. He don't really have many options. And like you can even tell late in the game, they just like they just look dead tired, yo. Like both teams, low-key. That three on.
I'm glad you said that. Now I got an excuse for Lakers Twitter when they come out to me after the Lakers win the series.
Nah, remember, G, that 3-on-3 break was the worst play in the history of basketball. What the hell was that, G? It was silly a 3-on-3 for like 20 seconds, G. What the hell was this, bro?
And no scores results.
What the hell was this, G? What they literally when Nurk did that, I don't know, Euro step, throw it off. I'm like, all right, this man dead tired.
Yeah.
They just don't have enough bodies, bro. And literally, I didn't expect Zach Collins to be hurt.
Yeah.
If Zach was there, I think this series would turn. Because now Whiteside and Nurk got to overextend and play minutes that they really not used to playing. Especially Nurk off the leg. Whiteside, usually for the most part in his career, don't go out there playing like 33 minutes. You know, Whiteside also ain't the most athletic. I think Zach is more athletic. And like Ariza being hurt is to me the biggest thing. Well, like not hurt, but Ariza, not being in the bubble was probably the biggest thing to me. I think he could offer...
the biggest thing, but I feel you.
He could, offer resistance to Bron. And then also, like, that corner three from Ariza, I think is very reliable for the most part, outside of when they missed him 27-3 to Houston. That corner three is very reliable to me.
Yeah.
But the Lakers still haven't impressed me, though. It's not like they, like, outside of Game 2. It was Game 2, they beat the hell out of them. Mm-hmm. That was dominating. Game 3 didn't really impress me, though. I was like, oh, okay. AD was allowing himself to be guarded by Melo. And, like, Bron was dope, but, like, I wasn't like, ooh, they're going to win a championship. Like,
I mean, Bron played well, but that's the way he has to play in order for them to win a championship. I've said that all year long. Bron has to be the best player on the team, and he's not the best player on the team. I think in the last game, he played like the best player on the team. He has to be able to score.
Debatable.
He has to be able to say, I'm bigger than everybody else. I'm stronger than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm going to dominate. And I don't necessarily always feel like that's what Bron does.
I don't know if he can do that every night anymore, bro.
I disagree with that.
Also, you know what the funnest part of that game was?
What?
When Dame tried to test AD at the rim.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
what the hell are you
why
doing?
You just try to dunk like
what
that?
The hell are you doing, dog? That's not going to work, G. He literally went, I'm like, bro, what are you doing, G? That's not going to work, G.
Yeah.
You just tried to climb Mount Olympus, G. That's not going to work,
like,
bro.
Chill,
what are you doing,
bro.
dog?
Chill.
What are you doing, G?
Who
did
you think you are?
Was,
you think you Spud Webb, G?
You was.
Like, damn, G.
G,
Actually, if we interview that man,
if
we interview that man, I'm gonna ask that man, when you tried to dunk on AD in Game 3, what was you thinking? What was going through your mind? What was you thinking? Like,
what was going through? Did you want to make a statement?
Yeah, like,
what were you thinking?
Want to talk about what was going through your mind at that point in time? But so Toronto versus Boston is a thing. It's gonna happen. We're probably gonna have the Bucks versus Miami. Who do you think is going to win Toronto versus Boston? Both of them have, they came out, they gave out sweeps. I think that, sweeps. I think that the 76ers were a much more, formidable opponent than the Brooklyn Nets were. So what are your thoughts?
I think Toronto.
And I want my Bala Douce. Can you bring that before you leave? Because I got drinking to do.
Huh?
I'm joking.
What?
Talk about the Celtics versus the Raptors.
The Raptors bench had 100 points tonight.
They did, which is egregious.
That is egregious, bro. How does that happen? How does your
bench... How the starters only have 50?
How does your bench score 100 points, G? Now...
I know Brooklyn's so happy that Norman Powell, 29. Ibaka, 27. T. Davis, I don't know who that is, 14.
Terrence Davis.
M. Thomas, 12.
Matt Thomas.
Aronde Hollis Jefferson, 4 points. S. Johnson, 9. Chris Boucher, 3 points. Pat Watson, 2 points. Lowry had 2. Van Vliet had 9. Gasol had 9. Siakam had 20. And Anunoby had 10 points. By the way, actually, I'm gonna change my. Actually, who did I pick? I think I picked the Raptors to win. I actually think the Raptors are gonna lose to the Celtics. I think Jason Tatum is the new new hybrid of Kobe Bryant, and I think Kobe wouldn't be upset by that statement because I think Kobe wanted Tatum to be that.
I think he's like the athletic version of Paul Pierce. Even though Paul Pierce was athletic, I think it's like
I see a lot of Kobe in this game. The footwork, the jabs, the
don't sleep
pullball.
on Paul Pierce,
It's
G.
not Paul Pierce.
But hold on, man. Paul Pierce got one of the
Tatum
original
is a Kobe fan though.
I understand.
No, but
that.
listen. If someone tells you I'm a this fan, you can't be like, oh well, they look like this player. No, motherfucker, they was a fan of Kobe Bryant. He wasn't no goddamn Paul Pierce fan. He was a Kobe Bryant fan.
I understand.
Stop comparing this man to Paul Pierce.
Why do you act like that's disrespectful, G?
Because he was a Kobe fan.
But work with the why y'all let disrespectful, G?
Because he
the tone
G.
you saying this scene I don't like, G. Why do people do this to Paul Pierce, G? The tone that you saying this scene I don't like. You gonna make me watch Paul Pierce.
Kobe Bryant.
You gonna make me watch
Paul Pierce.
You gonna make me watch
Kobe Bryant.
You gonna
Paul
make
Pierce. G.
You gonna make me watch Paul Pierce highlights.
They don't love you like that, G.
You gonna make me watch Paul Pierce highlights.
We can turn it on after the Utah game.
You gonna turn on Paul Pierce highlights.
No.
G. Paul Pierce got one of the original deadly step backs. Am I lying?
I'm not just talking about
Am I
the
lying?
step back, though.
I know you're not.
But did I mention the step back? I said it's footwork.
Yeah.
So it's Kobe.
I'm saying it's like Kobe mixed with Paul Pierce.
No, it's Kobe.
It's like Kobe mixed with Paul Pierce.
Kobe.
By the way, this 2-point game. Nuggets are down, trying not to go down 3-1.
We watching Nuggets,
Jazz.
Jazz. If the Jazz win this series, that's crazy because I think I picked the Nuggets, but I
definitely picked the
But
Nuggets.
I also said in Who Wins that Donovan Mitchell had to be the best player on the floor. He had to be what people said Dwayne Wade was, and I think he's been that so far.
You not gonna give my man Gobert no love?
Actually, this is gonna be the name of this episode. Donovan Mitchell actually is the new D Wade.
No, we gonna put Pandemic P. That's what we naming this. We naming this Pandemic P. We naming this Pandemic P. And we putting Paul George's face on that damn Contagion cover. No, we can talk about that next time. We naming it Pandemic P.
Oh, great.
That's what we naming it. Sorry, PG. I love you, G. You my dog. You give me great answers, but nobody is safe, G.
I just want to say this: the fact that like Kawhi gives me good answers and PG used to give you good answers after
Gee, they ain't putting no video of PG shit out. They like, nah, y'all don't need this video. Y'all don't need to know what PG said. We'll send you the transcript. We'll send you the transcript. You don't need no video of what this man said today. We'll send you the transcript. We don't need no video. You don't need to see him. You don't need to see that man. He don't want to be seen. He don't want to be seen. He don't want to be seen. Just get him. Just send him the transcript.
Ooh, Jamal Murray. Oh!
Jamal Murray, damn, they got
I will
50.
say that. No, I think, yeah, he close to it. I will say this. Jamal Murray is more clutch than James Harden. Way more clutch than James Harden. I wish we can name the episode that.
Why we doing this, G? Who is guarding Jamal Murray on this court?
It don't matter. He's still more clutch
No,
than
he
James
not,
Harden.
bro.
Ooh, Donovan Mitchell, let's get it. Ooh, let's get it.
No, he's not. Even though Jamal
Oh,
Murray
my
has
God,
been
I'm
doing it
crying.
since the FIBA games when he was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray is one of those
Yo, the
people.
Jazz win this series. The Jazz might be one of the greatest first round teams ever. Like, first round, they be getting motherfuckers clean out the paint. In the second round, they have no match for whoever they playing. But in the first round, the Jazz are one of the greatest first round teams in NBA history.
By the way,
and for the past 2 years.
By the way, if let's say the Clippers get out this series, Donovan Mitchell was cutting a promotional video. He is cutting a promotional video on the Clippers, G. He is gonna do something serious to them boys. Something serious to them boys.
You just almost made me spill my drink all over the table. I had literally like G, get on, G. Shake Milton.
He started his career.
Joel Embiid told him he would slap the shit out of that man.
G, Shake Milton started his career.
He didn't start his career.
Yes, he did.
Shake Milton was doing decent before that game.
Did you know the name Shake Milton before that game?
Yes. I did, actually.
You going all the way to the moon, G.
I've been going to the moon. I bought a 12-pack on purpose.
This man put the
hold on, wait a minute. Where is it at? Put the Yeah, bro, literally, I was talking to my girl. I'm like, you know why I've been going hard, right? She's like, why? I'm like, cause we finna have this baby. Like, literally, once I have my kid, I'm like, people gonna be like, yo, this motherfucker, we really don't hear from him no more. Like, unless you still want to come and hang out with me. And don't get me wrong, I'm never gonna tell nobody they can't come over my house, cause honestly, the people that still want to come over and hang out with me, regardless of whether I had a baby or not, will be the people that I will hang out with. But other than that, once I have my kid, like I really like I honestly since quarantine, I still ain't been nowhere. I ain't gone nowhere. Me and my girl went and had dinner once, and it was like we were outside on a corner. It was nobody at the restaurant, nobody there. Like I'm still been mad cautious. So once I have my baby,
he said, "I want this shit."
All right, Donovan Mitchell. All right, D. Mitch.
I want this shit.
All right, D. Mitch.
Okay.
So like, nah. So like, I'm turning up right now because when my baby get here, now that H&B Media is in a good place, now everybody gonna do what they want to do. Daniel know how to do his show. You know how to do your shows. Yeah. I know how to do my shows occasionally from the crib. I'm sorry, Ashley know how to do her shows. Susie know how to do her show. Chris know how to do his shows. So like everybody who making content with us is gonna continue to make content. And we got NFL content coming for y'all this week. Actually, it's gonna be. I actually wonder how it's gonna do. The NFL content.
I think it'll do fine. Look, people love.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a Brandon Marshall interview. He's a linebacker for the Denver.
It's
Broncos.
A linebacker called Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
Gee, why football players have like the same 5 names?
Because it'd be a lot of football players.
It'd be a lot of football players.
It'd be a lot of football players. It'd be a lot of football players. G. A lot. It's a lot of Thomas Prices. It's funny. Somebody replied to one of our tweets like, honestly, I swear to God, I'm not gonna lie. It's a few. I feel like it's a couple Lakers that got burner accounts. But honestly, I used to be so much more invested in the Twitter, and I just don't care anymore.
I don't really care about arguing with people no more. Sometimes
I don't argue with it. Like do you ever? I don't argue with anybody. I argue with the same people that's been arguing with us for 3 years, and that's because I have enough respect for you to want to still argue with me after 3 years of time. But literally, if you knew and I don't know you, I respond. I don't know you, G. But if you been there for 3 years, like Richard Staples, G, it's war whenever I see you. I'm never gonna fade you on sight. I'm never gonna fade you on sight because I'm not that kind of person. Because I believe that we need to, as black people, embrace each other more so than trying to hurt each other. But when it comes to these NBA topics, it's war, G. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I don't really.
So I kind of was like, yeah, I'm cool on that.
Some days I honestly don't even feel. I be like,
I remember you used to spend whole days arguing.
I'm not doing
bro, like, bro, I've been arguing but also it's because of the bubble. Also, I will say this: the bubble is very relentless. I think the guys that are great, and I think I said this when I was talking to whose show was I on? Was I talking? I might have been talking to you. I think I said the greatest pickup hoopers are gonna hoop in this environment. And the guys that are built to be the greatest will hoop in this environment because this is glorified pickup basketball. But I won't lie, it does feel like a playoff game. I feel like personally the NBA has turned up the decibels on the fan noise to make it a little louder. It feels louder. It feels more raucous. And I don't really notice the fans are there. But personally, as someone who has seen Kevin Durant drop 50 points on Patrick Beverley and the Los Angeles Clippers, there is nothing like seeing this in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And although I do believe that sports and the commercialization of sports is like stupid because we basically build careers off of like people playing basketball, right? Yeah. And even at the highest levels, it's whatever, right? But if we as human beings and our species are built off entertaining, this is one of the most entertaining things in the world to watch ever. Did you hear what I said though? Yeah. Am I lying? Is basketball not one of the most entertaining things in history to watch?
Yeah, I agree.
So therefore, if we can be people that can chronologically chronicle this thing and talk about these guys with respect and still laugh at these guys when they do terrible, etc., I think that like we've done a service to this industry. So it's good to be able to watch the pickup performers play pickup ball. Like Devin Booker didn't want to be double teamed for a reason.
Real quick though.
Because he knew once we got into this half court style, the way the NBA is, players are so good you can't double team them. That's why you can't double team Luka. That's why you have a hard time double teaming Harden. That's why you have a hard time double teaming Steph. That's why you have a hard time double teaming Clay. You can't double team LeBron. You really can't double team AD. You can't double team Cat.
Yes, you can. You
can't.
Not
if it's other.
The only one
not if it's other all world level talent around them.
The only one you really have a hard time double teaming, and people still do it, even with the all world talent, is Steph. The reason why Steph is hard is because he don't stop moving. The rest of the people you can double team. It's just like, are you willing to live with whatever somebody else might do? Yeah. You can double team Bron. You can double team Luka. You can double team Harden. They did it all season. It's just like, are you willing to live with what everybody else might do? By the way, it be things like that Rudy Gobert does.
What?
That people.
What did he do? Screen?
Nah, he had like a great contest where he didn't like foul him. That like people don't care about. But it's like, yo, he went up, contested the shot, didn't foul him. It's a game-winning play. He gonna go down there and make 2 free throws.
The fact that the Jazz are really gonna go up on the Nuggets.
But also, real quick though, I didn't know that Will Barton wasn't gonna play. Or
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You told me Jokic. I'm sorry. You told me Jokic. I call him Jokic. Jokic. No, Jokic. I meant Jokic, but I said Jokic. You told me Jokic, aka Jokic, was that guy. What happened?
I think he's good.
What happened?
The thing about it is like him happened.
Big fella.
Donovan Mitchell happened. They have
Big
nobody.
fella.
Donovan Mitchell happened. They have
Big fella.
They have nobody to guard Donovan Mitchell. With Gary Harris.
Now you know he did. Let's get it, Donovan. Donovan, literally, all the slander I have for him, I have no more slander for Donovan Mitchell.
To be fair, bro. Like
he's also a top 15 player in the NBA.
I don't hate it. To be fair, their two best perimeter defenders aren't playing, which is Will Barton and Gary Harris.
I don't care. Bogdanovich is not playing.
Who?
Bogdanovich, the second leading scorer.
Bogdanovich, yes, we talking about two.
But he's the second. No, but he's the second leading scorer.
Yeah, okay.
How do you just discount that?
Because again, you still have Mike Conley there, and also I think that Bogdanovich.
Mike Conley been trash this year.
Not in the bubble. I think that Bogdanovich not being there helps out Mike Conley because he knows. First of all, he gets the ball more. He handles the ball more. He's doing more of what he was doing the last couple of years in Memphis. So I think that actually helps Mike Conley out a little bit. They're missing their two best perimeter defenders and playing against Donovan Mitchell.
Why the hell is DeAndre Jordan still getting commercials, Jay?
Why not? He's a face.
A face of what, Jay?
It's got to be a Puma commercial, I'm assuming. Because it's all Puma athletes.
It better be. Because I ain't seen half of these people before. No offense to y'all.
No, they got no, it ain't because Blake on there.
Yeah. Hyper Ice? I've never heard of Hyper. And actually, I'm mad we just gave them a free plug, but I never heard of
Hyper Ice.
Hey, Hyper Ice, give us a sponsorship, G. I'm gonna reach out to Hyper Ice this week. Remember that. Text me that actually. Text me that in my phone so that way I remember that. Hyper Ice. I'm gonna reach out to him. Fuck it, we gonna be. That's hilarious. But okay, so if the Jazz win this and go up 3-1, they're gonna win this series. So I have my solo cam time. So the Jazz, with them, with the Utah Jazz going up 3-1, I think personally the Denver Nuggets are honestly in a great space as an organization. I think you have to this year let go of guys like Jeremy Grant. I think you need to get rid of, Paul Millsap if you can. I think Michael Porter Jr. needs to play starter minutes night in and night out. I personally believe that the Jazz are a good team. I didn't believe them to be finals contenders, but I also believe this. The Clippers are going to beat the living hell out of the Jazz. And even if the Clippers don't beat the Mavericks are going to beat the living hell out of the Jazz. Unless Bogdanovich somehow magically wakes up and makes his way into the bubble, the Utah Jazz are not going to beat the Clippers or the Dallas Mavericks. I think that Luka Doncic is beyond at the level at which he can compete not only with Donovan Mitchell but also with any of their other perimeter level players. I think that Rudy Gobert is going to have a very tough and interesting time defending Maxey Keebler, as well as defending Kristaps Porzingis, as well as being able to defend the Mavericks when they go really, really small. We spoke about on this episode as well how Rick Carlisle has been a master of adjustments versus Doc Rivers. So what do you think is going to happen when he faces the Utah Jazz, which is a team that's offensively limited, when the Dallas Mavericks are a team that literally set an offensive record in terms of the pace that they were playing at and the output at which they were scoring. So I told Pavy this when the Mavericks won the game versus the Clippers. If the Mavericks win versus the Clippers, they're going to the finals. I don't think that the Lakers or the Rockets will be able to offensively, and you definitely drunk. be able to match their output.
I disagree with that. I think the Rockets can, and I think the Lakers can defend him.
Yeah, I disagree. So, final words.
It's not all Jokic's fault, bro. Like, they missing the two best perimeter defenders.
I'm not blaming Jokic. Jokic is not a number one. He's a number two to me. Michael Porter Jr. is the number one.
That's fair, but also they just don't have no perimeter defense. I think
Michael Porter Jr. is the number one of the Nuggets, and his coach doesn't have the utmost confidence. He's not even on the game at the end of the game. Monte Morris.
He can't defend.
I don't care. You give your best players the confidence to be on the floor. I've never seen an offensive defensive substitution for Luka Doncic, and it's a reason.
Real quick though, I've noticed Luka makes himself worthy on defense.
No, he steps up in certain opportunities. But also, this is the thing about Luka. The thing that makes him valuable on defense is the fact that he's willing to take his 5 fouls.
Exactly.
To the point where even it might be a detriment.
Yes.
He's still willing to take his 5 fouls. To the point where it's like, Luka, stop fouling, but also if you gonna play that hard to get cooked and get 5 fouls and still give me 40, 10, and 10, go ahead, big fella.
It's like Luka,
because it was times literally where with Harden we would see him not even try. With Luka, he tries. He just get cooked.
But like Luka will be physical with your release.
He just get cooked.
Like literally,
and that's why I said Luka.
The thing about Luka is like you can put him on certain people. If like you can put Luka on like 3s and 4s. Now you can't have him guard like Donovan Mitchell because like he just ain't got the foot speed. But you can put him on 3s and 4s.
I think he will get that though. Ooh.
No, I don't think his foot speed is good enough.
I put the tequila in
I don't think his foot.
Literally.
He said,
I was like, ooh, yo.
I don't think his foot speed is good enough for that. But I do think that you can put him on a 3 or a 4 and be comfortable with the result. Like he makes himself useful. Michael Porter Jr. is right now terrible.
The back he's not terrible.
He's terrible defensively. But also it's because of who he ends up.
He's a rookie.
But it's also because of who.
Let's keep some modesty.
I understand that, but it's also because of who he is, who he ends up guarding sometimes, because of who's hurt.
Yeah.
Will Barton and Gary Harris, literally your 2 best perimeter defenders, are hurt. Who's supposed to be guarding somebody?
Yeah.
They got like Monty Morris is like their best defender now. That's not gonna get it done.
This Doc Rivers is at 84 comments.
Let's read some of the comments.
All right.
This is not us saying this.
This is not us saying this.
This is
HBK Jay Greasy says most overrated coach in history. He's also had so many stars playing for him. Kent TV says Paul George is the problem. Need to double team Luka in the last second quarter. Mark Herbster said Rick Carlisle is a champion. He proved it today. He beat LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. He knows how to make adjustments. He is a much better coach than Doc Rivers. Got a better bench. Got out coached in the second half. William Corner says, Doc, honestly, you need to resign. You caught up with Kawhi, and besides, you play with Ball. God damn, calm down, G. Ethan Anthony Alonis says, emotionally weak, that's stupidity. Maybe you are just a weak coach. Why would you allow PG to play more minutes than the other player who is more productive? And why would you allow a weak defender to defend Luka for that very critical situation? Chain Reaction says, it's a travesty they allow Luka to get 17 rebounds. Albin Lupa says the coaching staff partially to be blamed for the sure win that was thrown away as they were hypnotized and they could not execute game plan clearly and not effectively. Happy Boy says, where's your $135 million guy? David Ryu says, Doncic averaged this series with Zubac on him in 17.9 minutes, field goal percentage 41.2%, 3-point field goal percentage 37.5%, true shooting 55.5%, margin of minus 5.5. Without Zubac on the floor, the Clippers in 17.5 minutes are 59.53% from the field goal range versus Luka Doncic in terms of him scoring on them. He's also shooting 1% higher from the 3-point field goal percentage range at 38.5%. His true shooting percentage is also 11% higher, and his margin is +4. And also in Game 4 versus the Los Angeles Clippers, Luka Doncic shot 10.9% higher than he did without Zubac in the game. And he also shot 25% higher from the 3-point line without Zubac in the game. And his true shooting percentage was 11.2% higher, and he also had 34 points. So the fans are very, very upset in this. Final words for happy hour, so we can do. What song is this?
Play better, dog. That wasn't it, G. This ain't it.
Yeah, we'll
man.
see. Tuesday, we'll see.
We'll see Tuesday.
Yeah.
Woo, but don't woo, G. If they, man, I don't want to think about the world if the Clippers lose.
Oh.
I don't want to think about the world the Clippers lose. G. I don't want to think about the world the Clippers lose. G. It's gonna be some shit. if the
Our
Clippers
mentions
lose,
are gonna
G.
be terrible. Oh my god.
Cause first of all, everybody.
I don't care if y'all lose in the second round. Don't lose in the
don't
first
lose
round.
first round. G. No, don't let that happen. Don't let Luka score 50 in a closeout game.
Like 50,
Cook
15, and 15.
Don't
Oh
let
my
that,
god.
Do not let that happen.
Oh my god.
G.
Y'all
Don't
gonna hear
let
me
that
saying this man better than Michael Jordan. I swear to God. I just want y'all to know that. If Luka dropped 50, 15, and
He's not
15
better
in a
than Michael
closeout
Jordan,
game, he's better than Michael
he's
Jordan.
not better than Michael Jordan,
Because
but
Kawhi would have strapped up Mike.
No, he wouldn't have.
Yes, he would have.
No, he wouldn't have.
Nah, I say it.
With these rules? With these rules?
Yes.
No, he wouldn't have.
Yes.
With the old rules, yeah. he
Kawhi
just
would have
done
strapped
this.
up Mike.
Move the man around.
All
Like,
right,
you
Kawhi would have
can-
strapped up Mike.
No, he wouldn't.
But as always, it's your boy TPJ. Find me on Twitter, Instagram at Real TPJ. That's REEL TPJ. It's a film joke if you don't get it, you damn dummy. And as always, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to youtube.com/HB Media TV. Also go to youtube.com/Hoops and Brews. We are here. We will continue to bring you coverage throughout the rest of the NBA playoffs. Shout out to the Clippers. Hopefully they can pull it together, but if not, my son still wins, so it's a win-win for me either way. But I really do want to cover the finals. So I hope that the Clippers can make the finals. Donovan Mitchell has proved a lot to me, and I have no more slander for Donovan Mitchell. I apologize to Donovan Mitchell. But Pavy, go ahead, get your plug in.
As always, man, follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, Pavy World, all one word. My new project right now is out. I just felt like rapping too. Go check it out, man. That song is on there. Subtle Flex, I'm pretty sure, has been the quickest I've ever got to 1,000 plays on Spotify.
Dope.
So shout out that, man. Make sure y'all go, check it out. This will also be on the project as well.
Yeah, man. It's been Hoops and Brews. We'll get up with y'all later, man. I really think it's gonna be an interesting second round. Hopefully we have
Coverage to the second round.
No, we will. We still gonna have coverage. But we'll see.
Hopefully we have
hopefully I can talk to the players afterwards. Doc, help, Doc. You still my guy, but help, Doc. Please, I don't know what you got to do. You and Ty Lue and Sam Cassell get in the lab, G, but figure it out, man.
Get in the lab.
Get in the lab, G. The bubble is relentless, bro. The bubble is relentless. But all right, we'll get it with y'all later.
Shampoo